Something that's really important to us, traveling full-time, living in our van, is having access to fresh food. That keeps us from eating hot dogs and ramen every day, every meal.
Which we don't have anything against, but we also don't want to just be living off of hot dogs and ramen, which is why it's so important for us to be able to travel with fresh food. It really helps us transfer our love for cooking at home into the outdoors, and honestly, it kind of connects us to the places we're camping. I can think of a lot of meals that we've cooked in some really cool places over the past couple of years. And when we're camping with friends too, it's even better because we get to share a nice warm meal in a really special place.
We have found it quite challenging to keep enough food on hand with the limited space we have in our fridge that is currently in the van. It's a decent fridge, but it is small. The freezer is almost non-existent. You can barely fit a bag of blueberries in it. I can't tell you how many times in the past 2 summers we've had to do things like give away fresh crab that we had caught or ship home fresh halibut because it just wouldn't fit in our fridge in the van. We were also challenged with very limited and expensive groceries as we traveled up through the Arctic.
So with a lot of careful consideration, we decided it was time to add an additional cooler to the van, especially because we have some really big trips planned over the next year and we want to be able to stay off-grid longer. When we were thinking about what we might want, we didn't want something that would rely on ice, and we also wanted something that had 2 different zones so that we could use one side as a freezer and one side as a fridge. And this is not your average cooler. We have carried a regular ice chest type cooler in our truck camper for years to supplement the small fridge that we have in there as well. And we, like I said, did not want to deal with ice. It gets expensive. You have to rely on gas stations to find ice, and it also gets messy when you've got a bunch of water in there that has melted from the ice and it's seeping into your veggies. So we decided that we were going to go with a 12-volt cooler, and it is a major upgrade in how we can travel and have fresh food in the van, which is why we're so excited to share it with you guys today and also let you know that there are some major deals going on with this cooler right now in case it's something that you're interested in.
This is the ICECO APL35 cooler. It's a dual zone. You can run one side as a fridge, one side as a freezer. You can run the whole thing as a freezer, or you can run the whole thing as a fridge if you want. It's also programmable and you can control it through your phone. This would have saved us hundreds of dollars while we were in Alaska for the past 2 summers. Instead of having to ship home all the halibut that we caught or the crab, we could have just put it in here, kept it frozen, and eaten it for the next couple of months. So with the app on your phone, you can control the temperatures in both zones. You can monitor it to make sure it's running correctly. This is really convenient to do when you're in a part of your vehicle where you can't get to your fridge or your cooler to make sure everything's functioning correctly. For being a dual zone cooler, it's actually really light and compact. It goes easily in the back of our van or the back of our truck. It really doesn't take up any more space than our old cooler used to. And it only 32 pounds. It's really easy to move back and forth or into the garage if we need to. We also really love the sleek aluminum build that keeps it protected from all the elements.
On the inside, you've got 27 liters of storage here on the larger side and 8 liters on the smaller side for a total of 35 liters. And we've been using it for the past week. It is really impressive how much food and how many drinks you can fit into this cooler. For cooling, it's got a really impressive nano compressor that's made in Germany. It can take this from 77 degrees to 32 degrees in just 11 minutes. It's also backed by a 5-year warranty. You can run this off of AC, DC, or solar, but the way that we're choosing to run it is off of this magnetic battery, which will power the cooler by itself without needing to be recharged for a couple of days, which is really slick, especially when we've got it in the back of the van or the back of the truck.
I think we like this style of cooler more than our traditional fridge where you have to open it up. It's got your traditional door, and sometimes things kind of get lost or stuffed way back in the back of the fridge. It's hard to keep organized and find things. I think being able to open this up and look down into what you have is a little more convenient. We really also like that you can actually bring this outside. That way we're not going in and out of the van for food, beverages, supplies. This is also pretty cool because the hinges will keep this lid open as you're getting stuff in and out, instead of like our old one, the lid slamming down on your hands.
I'm with Brian and have to say that I do actually love the cooler where you're looking down from the top. And I wouldn't be surprised if when it is time to replace our fridge in the van or our truck, that we just use one of these instead. I do have to say though, that there is not a ton of organization in here, and you kind of have to take everything out to be able to get to what's in the bottom. So I did see that although ICECO does not make trays that actually fit these perfectly, you can get some on Amazon that are pretty close to the dimensions. So we might be getting some trays in the future just so that we can like easily organize stuff in here and not have to take out everything like individually when we want to look for stuff on the bottom.
We actually just got back from the Agile off-road event down in Southern California, and it was really nice to be able to have all the supplies we needed for the whole weekend and not have to worry about making trips to the store if we ran low on supplies.
Gave us more time to hang out with our new friends.
Heck yeah.
If you're interested in this cooler or any of the others that ICECO offers, because they do have a variety, make sure to click the link in our description. It really does help the channel out. But remember, because we've got Black Friday and Cyber Monday, if you are shopping right now for a cooler, this is the absolute best time to buy because they will be at the lowest prices of the year.
We really are happy with this new edition, and I think it's going to give us another reason to go on maybe another crabbing or fishing trip soon.
In the meantime, we're also just excited to continue using this so that we don't have to rely on restocking on groceries as we're passing through really small and remote towns that often have limited options and can be quite expensive. We are going to be continuing to cook up great meals. We know that you guys love our cooking segments and we appreciate all the feedback that we get on those. And I think this will allow us to be even more creative. Maybe some sourdough. Sourdough on the road. So super pumped on that. If you do have any questions though about this cooler that we can help with, or if you use one yourself, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure to leave a comment below and we will get back to you, and we will see you on the next adventure out there. Bye.